All right, I want to welcome everyone to the family tree. Put your hands together for stopping in tonight.
That's what's up.
Put your hands together.
Yes.
Everybody doing well. And I hope everybody, you finally, your stomachs went down.
Well, not necessarily.
It's starting to go down. And because turkey, if there's any turkey in there, it's probably going bad by now. It's probably soup now. It's probably soup bone turkey. Wow. So we're going to talk about all that good stuff today. Detoxing if you got a detox.
Yes.
But all the good things about getting you back on point and how to deal with this holiday season. You can't, because you just got out of one and you're about to go into another one. And a lot of people say, well, daggone it, I'm going right back into it again. I fell off the wagon, got back on, and it looked like I'm about to fall off again. So don't worry about it. We're going to help you through that all this session, okay? So, without further ado, I want to give a shout out to our host with the most. That's Bill 1L Morgan. Put your hands together for Big B over there. All right, Big B. Big B, how you doing over there, buddy?
Hey, man, you know me. I'm doing what I do. I get up there and say, thank you, Daddy. Well, I got to go today. Boy, I got this.
Right.
Hey, listen, Dr. Paul, while we're at this point, let me remind everybody, while we're in this point, remind everybody now to mute yourself.
Mute yourself.
So as we go into
Good. All right.
Yes.
And I'm going to stop sharing here.
All right. There we go.
All right, Big B.
Yes, sir.
So what's going on, buddy?
Hey, man,
tell us what's going on in the world.
You know what? Look, it's a good thing going on right now. The whole idea, first of all, that those of us that are here, we are breathing. Okay, we are breathing. That's a good thing. Matter of fact, that is the only thing right now. And going to the point that you just made, Dr. Paul, the idea, what the whole thing is all about, guys, it's living the life. And he says it very simply. Everybody is watching you. You know, so ironic about that is that you never know who's watching you. That's what's so deep.
That's right.
Folk will say, you know what, man, Market got it going on. Prophet has got it going on. And you say, who are you talking about? They look at you because they figure that your life is the only thing that matters. And you don't know it. So be the example just by doing what? Living it because Dad woke you up.
That's right.
Right off the bat, let me open this up and take us to our very favorite website as of about 13 minutes ago, guys. And that's from ncove2019.live. That's ncov2019.live. And give you the numbers for today, okay? Our quick facts, and here we go. The total confirmed cases, 263,703,661. Total critical cases worldwide, 87,078. Total deceased cases, 5,241,243. Total active cases, 22,100,841. And here we go, drum roll. Okay, our total recovered, guys, 236,214,717. Yes.
Wow, that's a lot of folks, y'all.
Going on.
It's good words to understand and to see, as compared to understanding that here we are dealing with this new variant. This new variant called Omicron. Which is actually. Again, they already pre-predicted that there's going to be another variant. We've always said that, it's always going to be another variant. And now, the numbers are coming out, y'all, and they're starting to amp this up, that they're, we got the first case they said is in the United States. But here it is, it's hysteria. You got to watch the hysteria and how they amp these things up because it's enough to make people, very, hysterical. Thinking that, wow, I can't do this, I can't do that. Here we go again. We're talking about lockdowns. Yes, all the other countries are doing lockdowns. And there's I think it was about 6 to almost 10 different countries that are now, stop. The countries in Africa have been banned from coming to the U.S. So what's happening with this? We knew this was coming. So this is why we've always said from the very beginning, the only thing you can bank on is your immune system, because they did announce that it was going to be the possibility, if you've had a vaccine, if you had the jab, then they're looking at boosters possibly every 6 months now. That's what they're looking at.
Ooh, my.
They said possibly it could potentially be every 6 months. Now, who wants to go through that? You know, with every point and every time that happens, you're putting something into now your sacred river. Here's your sacred river again. You know, your sacred river is that's the life force of the body. And with that, you're polluting it every time. So what we say is build your immune system, continue to do what we've been doing. You know, that's why when we talk about, you know, going back to biblical principles, going back to, you know, eating right, holistic health, exercising, nobody's talking about it.
Not a soul.
Nobody's talking about it. I have not heard one soul talk about even exercise. How about getting more fresh air? You know, I have heard nothing. So it happens that, you know, with this, you know, they say it's Omicron. You know, Omicron is actually, they saying it's about 30 to 50 more variants, mutant variants in this particular one. So this is a combination of like a ball of a whole lot of different things going on. That's why they're so, you know, they're saying it's more transmissible, because it means that they don't even know if those that are, even those that are in South Africa, those that have been contracted this, have all been vaccinated. They all had the jab. So that's what concerns them, that, you know, do we have a hold on this thing? So we're going to review some of those things if we have to. Family, if you are joining us for the very first time, this is the Family Tree. And from that, I'm Dr. Paul, and that is Bill 1L Morgan over on the other side. And if you want to ask questions of any kind, you can always just reach right down to the reactions section right down there. Click on the reaction, raise your hand, and we'll get your question in. This is the whole concept, is that this is the family tree, which means that we go back to the ancient concept of the family coming together and gathering around the tree. Because when you gather around the tree, that's your social security, right? We say it slow, social security, which means it's your family. It means if you have a problem, if you have a concern about anything, sometimes it's right around you. It's usually closest to you with your family. So with that, we're going to act like a family. We're going to respect each other. There are no dumb questions, right? No dumb questions.
Only one
dumb question. Is the one you didn't ask.
There you go.
You you got it? So, at any time, go down to the reaction, put your hand up so we can see it. Big B over there will grab it. Or if you like to not be on screen and you may have a question, you can drop it down in the chat box. And maybe Prophetess over there. Hey, Prophetess, I see you. That's Fingers over there.
Made it in the house.
The Bill or Prophetess will grab it. And then they'll also update the information and put it in the chat for us. And if you are by phone, if you're someone that's calling by phone and you did not participate or understand what they said to raise your hand, just let us know. And we'll reach out and let us know you're on the phone. And we'll try to get your question. How about that? All right. So we want to start off, Big B. Give us some questions that may be on the chat right now.
I got one right at the very top from Harold. Harold says, Dr. Paul, should someone happen to acquire smallpox, what would be the best means of getting over it?
Yeah, still dealing blood. You know, when you're dealing with smallpox, just like anything else, you got to deal with the blood. It's always going to come back to the blood every time. You know, it's you know, they already, y'all heard about the smallpox that they found. The vial was just outside of Philadelphia. Did y'all hear about that?
I heard about that. Yes.
Oh, that was kind of inconvenient there. That was very inconvenient to us to hear at this point in time. We really don't need that. But yes, this is something that we go back to cleaning the blood again. So if there was anything that says not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul, we go back to blood cleansing, because when you clean the blood, you clean the entire body. That means bacterial, viral, fungal, septic, and parasitic. That's cleaning the blood. Got it? And that's what the herbs do. They clean all five. So with that, probably the ones that I would say dealing with specifically smallpox, not to diagnose, treat, kill, prevent any disease, just food for the soul, it would be something like Thuja. I would start with Thuja. 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 All right? And Thuja is antiviral. It's more known for antiviral. Thuja is the evergreen. Grows in parts of the world, you know, it's like the trees. You ever see the trees that are like in the woods, look like little Christmas trees? Well, that's thuja. Okay, so thuja would be the first choice with that, but also things like lysine, which would be a amino acid. Okay, those are things that I would go with first.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Here are two real quick ones. The first one says, after COVID protocol, we are in day 7, being positive. We've been following the wild cherry bark syrup, green drink, and recommendations. We are experiencing muscle weakness.
Yeah, day 7. Yeah, you still have to, focus on water. Number one, even when you're taking the herbs and you're doing what you have to do, you got to focus on your water and sleep. Got it? Water and sleep. Because even when you're taking the proper things, the body regenerates faster when you're asleep, 10 to 20 times faster.
Yes.
So when you take those herbs, don't get up and start doing stuff and running all over the place. Go to bed. Got it? Go to bed. That means go lay down and get your hours of sleep in, because you can start to recover fast that way. But also, the water plays a pivotal part, because the water is the activator. The water activates the ability for the herbs to do what they do. They're going to bind to a lot of the things, like the bacteria, the virus in this case. It's going to grab to it, and it's going to try to stop the ability for this virus to reload. Or we say viral load means to reload again to the next cells, to the next cells, to the next cells. You're trying to stop the replication factor, and that's why you have to overwhelm the virus. That's why the protocol that we have is those blood cleansers. They stop the ability for it to progress. You got it? So you got to stop that. You got to slow it down by overwhelming it. So if you hit it with those particular herbs, that's what it takes something alive to deal with something alive. You got it? All right. All right.
Okay. All right. What do you take for low iron? That's number one. Number two, someone says they've heard that you have I've heard that it's possible to have an addiction to chapstick. Any truth to that?
Addiction to chapstick.
Addiction to.
I think.
Chapstick.
All right. Let me answer the first one. What was the first one again? You said
what can you take for low iron?
Low iron.
Right.
I would say specifically one of the best iron land would be alfalfa.
Okay.
Alfalfa. Yeah, alfalfa is very good. But remember, it's the building blocks. But there's so many things that you need as building blocks for iron. It's not just iron. Because that's just one of many that actually is available to build the building block, which is the proteins. So another one would be something like brewer's yeast, non-active brewer's yeast. Okay, non-active brewer's yeast would be something. You remember I gave the recommendation of the variation that I would use, which is called Lewis Lab.
Right.
Lewis Lab, which is a company that's in the Netherlands, right? Matter of fact, they moved out of certain parts of Europe just to get to the Netherlands, away from everyone, because they wanted to keep the principles of the kosher principles and everything clear, so that they can actually be non-GMO, no synthetics, no preservatives, things like that. And they grow it on beets too, which is a powerful piece, because that's a high energy amino acid when they actually break it down. So brewer's yeast, and that's Lewis Lab. Okay, that would be the recommendation. Now the other one was chapstick.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's I have to look in the ingredients with what's in chapstick. I haven't seen it so long, and there's probably some chemicals in there that may be having addictive quality. But I would say it's probably more of a ritual and ceremony thing that goes with that. The fact that you're touching the lips constantly, and then you're licking the lips, that's actually a signal for the body. Did you know that when people start to lose weight, they did a study. There's always a study. They did a study. And it said that it was actually a study like how to lose weight, right? And in the study, they did a study of all these people, and they said, we believe that a lot of the hunger issues that people have, or why they eat late at night, has a lot to do with rituals and ceremonies.
Oh.
Not in that fact that they're hungry, They just want to do something. They just don't have nothing to do. They just want to do something, right? Whether it's like, you remember I told y'all exercising is like this too, right? So they started, studying these folks, and when they told the folks, they had give them a signal, sort of like a trigger signal to signal, that I'm satisfied. And guess what that was? Simply licking the lips. Did you know? And do you know when they said when you get hungry, just lick your lips? That's all we want you to do. Do you know that people started losing weight because they started?
You have got to be kidding me.
Y'all don't have to believe that one, but it was a real study. That was a real study. They said it's rituals and ceremonies. So when people are saying that they're hungry all the time and to stop you from craving so much, they actually lick the lips. They just did like this. And they said, all right, I'm good. Then y'all going like, that ain't going to work. That ain't going to work.
Because that don't taste like no chicken.
That pork chop.
I know my lips don't taste like no chicken. So what can I tell you?
You got
Sorry about that. Chick fries.
Yep. So that's a real study, though. So I would say that it's probably with the chapstick. See, you can get very, I see a lot of people doing that all the time. It can be very, ritual and ceremonial. You just keep doing it like that, and you just like the feel of the chapstick and the impact that's on your lip, things like that. So
right,
I would have to look at the ingredients. I haven't seen ingredients in that in a long time.
Okay,
all right. So let's go to the top of the chart here. Let's see.
Up in the corner, you got Simone up there, Dr. Paul.
We got Simone. Let's see somebody. Who do we have that we've never seen before?
Simone Hardy.
Simone? Yes, Simone. How you doing? Just unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself, Simone. Simone, there you go.
How you doing there, Simone?
Simone is digging a lane in the machine.
Hi, how's everybody doing? How y'all doing?
Good. Where are you coming from, Simone?
I'm in Atlantic City.
All right. Glad to have
you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
My question is, well, you saw me back in September.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had, I did the chemo, and I'm never doing that again. I don't care what happens. I go back to see the oncologist next week to see what I'm going to tell her what I'm not going to do. So my question is, how do my energy is like shot to hell. And I need to get it back because I got too much stuff to do and my body's just not working with me. So
now you did not have, you said you did have it at one time before though? You did have
chemo
I did, at one time?
I did the chemo from October to January. And I'm never doing that again.
Yeah, see what's happening is there's a post effect of that also that you have to pull out, and that's actually dealing with liver. Anytime you're thinking of liver, I want everybody to write this down. Anytime you think of energy, think liver. That's it. That's it. It's your liver. See, the liver has to deal with everything. That's why it is the only organ that can regenerate itself. That means you can grow another liver. And the fact that your liver has the ability is to filter, it's for enzymes, it's digestion, it does so many things, and that's just on the physical level, but then it also has a connection with spiritual energy. So that means it's also the organ of the emotions. So it's tied and connected to the way you feel, how you think, how you process. Are you focused? Are you scattered, with your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions? That's why when we do a detox of the liver, there is a little side disclaimer that we say. You say, wait a minute, when you start the detox, understand, it might seem like things are going a little bit crazy. You're going to be sort of like, going through these emotional swings. But really, it's releasing. Got it? So when you have radiation, or would you have chemo or radiation?
I had chemo. I didn't do radiation, and I canceled surgery.
Okay, so chemo just is going through the blood. Here we are going through the blood again. So that has the ability to do the same thing. It ends up in the liver. Everything that goes in your bloodstream is processed by your liver because that's what cleans the body, is your liver. So that means that every all of the blood flows through every organ every 20 minutes. Got it? So that means it's all over the body. You got it? So that's why you have to focus on water. You got to water and things that can pull these chemicals out of the body. We have this thing called glutathione, okay, which is the natural antioxidant. I'm sure we probably talked about this, right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, glutathione. Glutathione, you have to raise that glutathione. The body makes it. But if we have high testosterone levels, you don't make a lot of it. And people of color, we have the highest levels of testosterone, whether male or female, than any culture on the planet. You got it?
Really?
So, yes, absolutely.
I thought it was just men. I didn't realize women too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. So what's happening is, remember, those are hormones. That's part of your endocrine system that fires off the energy or the serpentine fire. Ain't that what Earth, Wind, and Fire said?
Yes, Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's right.
Now I got y'all attention now. Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean it's like, Earth, Wind, and Fire? Y'all talking about Earth, Wind, and Fire. All right. Yep. They were talking about that endocrine system. Got it? The chakra system. And the tones of the chakra system. You got it? So that means there's a tone vibration. Remember, your spine is like the first piano. So with that, there's energy that's flowing through there also, and it flows through every organ. Got it? So the liver is the organ of the emotions. That's also drama, trauma, whatever you then went through in life. That's why when we detox, sometimes people say, man, you know what? I had a dream of somebody I ain't seen in years. And you say, whoa, what was that? Or you might be watching a movie. And when you watching the movie, the part comes up and you just go, bah! You just start bawling, crying. And then everybody's like, girl, that ain't even the crying part. Why are you crying?
Why are you crying?
And you're just going through these emotional swings. And then you may go through a series of laughter where you just say, what's wrong with you? I don't know what it is. I just keep laughing. You're releasing. That's what is happening. Got it? It's releasing. It's a form of releasing and letting go. And that's what that means, that the liver harbors all that stuff in there. Now, how can we get energy when that is also a backup battery of 8 hours of reserved energy? You got it? It's a backup battery of 8 hours of reserved energy. That means that when you're running at your absolute low, the liver kicks in. You got it? And it's the only organ connected to your brain. So reverse everything I just said and compare that to now when you put something in the blood that is damaging, that is now going to damage all those factors. You got it? So now you got to reverse all those things. Before you can start to get well, you got to clean the blood. So again, it goes back to cleaning the blood. So focus on that.
Okay.
We have the blood. I think we talked about the liver cleanses. On with that, but focus on your water. Glutathione is the chelation of the body. Okay, there are IV, what they call IV therapies, that are good also. And you can just Google IV therapies close to me. And they will put together formulas of glutathione. Another one is called alpha lipoic acid. Okay, that's another one. You can also do any sea vegetables, any and all sea vegetables. We'll raise that also. So that's why the sea moss, purple being the best, chlorella, all these are good. Kelp,
chlorophyll too.
They are all chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll, okay.
All of them are chlorophyll. Yep. Chlorophyll. Remember, chlorophyll is like plant melanin. That's what you got to look at it. So land and sea has chlorophyll. You have the land and sea. So that's why it is the hydrogen of the planet. It's the highest energy and alkalinity. Last thing, test your pH. Know where you are at all time. Got it? You know how to test your pH. Remember, urine over saliva. That's how you will know when you need to get a green drink and when you need to, when you're doing well and when you're not doing well.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay.
So I would do the green drink. All right.
Oh, okay.
Simone?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Stay on point. All right. You'll be all right. Everything will be well. All right. All right. Thank you. All right, let's see who else we got there, Big B.
Okay, right next to let's say Simone is Helen. Helen, you there? Helen's just chilling. She's over there fanning. Stop fanning. Come
How
on.
you doing, Dr. Paul? How you doing, Bill?
Just fine.
How's
you
everybody
doing?
tonight?
Just
Good,
fine.
good,
Just fine.
good.
Great. So I recently went to go see my hand surgeon, and he checked my hand out because you remember I had the trigger finger, and I had said that it had healed up with taking to see buckthorn in the hip. Well, he was examining my hand, and down where the thumb is, I don't know if you can see, but down here in this part, he said it's still swole. So he suggested a triocilium. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but it's some kind of injection that he wanted to do. I did not want him to do it.
No, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Anything
steroids, he said.
Nah, no.
I knew. I said I was going to talk to you, and I said my holistic doctor, he was not going to go for it.
No, never. You don't need to cut, rip, burn, or jab. You don't need to do none of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what has to happen sometime? There could be. Now, is it hard in that area? Is it hard in that area?
It's like a little puffy. He just said it's just down here. It's kind of swollen in this area down here.
Right. So what you have to do is you have to see what happens is there needs to be more circulation in that area. Got it? So the same thing happens with other parts of the body that circulation cannot get to strongly. It starts to get a little inflammation there. So you got to increase the circulation there. So a routine massage in that area would be something that you need to do. Of course, soaking it. Are you still doing the soaks with the Himalayan salt?
Well, I was doing any soaks. I was just taking the Himalayan, the seeds, and just doing the sea buckthorn. I was just taking it internally.
I would do a soak. I would do a regular soak with the Himalayan salt. Yep. Hot. Make sure it's warm. Not to the point where you can't put your hand in it, but enough that it's nice and warm. Got it? And just keep.
That's going to help the swelling go down.
It's going to help the swelling because that's inflammation. Any form of swelling is always inflammation. So that means that you got to break it down, meaning that you need to massage that area. Okay? Now, a good chiropractor goes into that. You know, chiropractors get into that also. It's not just the spine, but there's deep tissue massage. And there's also, so a masseuse would be good, but also getting to break up a lot of calcification that could be building up in that area too. So stop circulation. So I would start to massage that on a regular basis, and you can do that just watching TV. Just start to massage it. Keep it warm, keep it flexed, and then you have an exercise. Do you have any exercises that you're doing with it?
Nothing special or routinely.
Right. See what you're doing right now? Just
going like that.
There you go. Okay. Or you can grab a ball, okay, like a tennis ball, and just keep mashing. And then there, of course, you can go to the gym or you can go to the sporting goods store and get the hand grip, and just keep improving the circulation. Think circulation. Got it? Think circulation.
And where to get the Himalayan salt from? Wayne Health Store or?
Yeah, you can get Himalayan salt from anywhere. Most Himalayan salt is okay. It's not going to, because it takes too much to refine it. So most Himalayan salt is pretty. Unless they spray it, which they really don't, and that's when they usually kind of mix it with something else. Usually, if you get raw Himalayan salt, you can go somewhere like, it's everywhere now.
Yeah, it's everywhere now.
It's everywhere. Okay, so I would suggest, but circulation. Remember circulation. Now, I want to give y'all something for circulation, and that is, if you want to increase circulation in any part of your body, that would be chelated copper. Chelated copper. So that means if you're having issues with, just flow of circulation anywhere in the body, that would be a good one. So you can have chelated copper, because copper is when folks start to have lack of circulation issues that increases, like, for example, gray hairs on the top of the head, things like that. That's usually because of lack of circulation. Can't push it to the top. So when that happens, hair starts to get, You know, little snowy on top.
See that guy? See, guys, I should have met Dr. Paul a long time ago. Then I had some hair to push
Yeah,
to the top.
snowy on top. Yeah. I got a little snow right here. That's it. I got a little snow right here.
Yeah.
And my son messes with me. I said, man, that ain't snow, man. That's a little toothpaste got on there. It just won't come off.
Wow.
That's all.
You will never live that one down. He will never
no,
live that down.
he's watching every day, too. Oh, I see one. Dad, I see one. I said, be quiet. So circulation starts with chelated, forms of copper. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Helen. Always some good stuff.
Helen keeps us on our toes, Dr. P.
Yes,
You know.
Absolutely. She got
was
good
your
stuff, but
Thanksgiving?
everything was good. You know,
That's
you know,
great.
I had my steelhead trout.
See?
Stuffed steelhead trout. Yes.
I tell you.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Yep. Even I told the story on the radio about my little doggy because he ain't little no more. You remember that little dog I had in here and I showed y'all when I first had him? He tried to jump up in my chair, almost broke this chair I'm sitting in right now. He's so big. He still think he little. And these dogs grow so big. I said, good grief, this dog is huge. And his head is getting big and his paws are like this and he come at you like this. Well, I put something down for him. You know, we always, if we have animals, whether it's, cats or dogs or whatever, we always have a tradition in our house that we give him a little plate, right? We give him a little plate. So I put the plate down there and boy, he just went at it. He went to town, boy. He was like, oh man, he was going at it. And man, he tore it up so bad, man. Next morning, Jaron said, it was like middle afternoon next day. He said, Dad. He said, Dad. He said, Indy won't eat his food. He won't eat his dog food. Indy was like, I ain't eating that stuff.
Man.
Y'all been playing me the whole time. My dog.
That's what you get. See? Indy said, nah.
Indy said, I'm not having it. It took us all evening before he even went back to the dog food. He was like, yo, I'm not going for that.
That'll
Gotta put a little gravy in it.
I know that.
Exactly.
Oh,
but yeah, it was fun. We had a great time. Yep. All right, so let's see. Who else we got up there? We got Margaret. Let's get with Margaret.
Heal was there first. Heal thyself.
Who is that? Heal thyself. Okay, heal thyself.
And then Margaret.
Hi, Dr. Paul and everyone.
Hello.
Good evening. I have a resource I just shared with the family tree about 6 or 7 months ago. And I also have 2 questions.
Sure.
One question is, can a person drink too much water? Dr. Paul, I had a telecommunications appointment with you, and we figured out how much water I should drink, and it was 8 glasses, and sometimes I feel a little woozy. I try to get the water in before 5 p.m. so that I won't have to make frequent night bathroom trips. And I do have positional vertigo, but that's been resolved with the Epley maneuver.
Epley maneuver.
Yes. So I've had my kidneys tested, and they're fine except for a very, very tiny small stone. So my first question is, can you drink too much water? I'm thinking it's probably the water that's making me feel woozy.
I would, before you do anything, before you step to the water, you always got to make sure there's no structural issues first. So, yeah, remember we talked about structural issues also.
Yeah, I do have scoliosis, severe.
Yeah, so that's really the first concern right there. Because when you have scoliosis, it could be that's also the curving or spinning of the spine, or sometimes both. Yes. And that can cause pressure on the nerve, which actually sends a signal to those parts of the body. Because remember, every nerve in the back is connected to an organ in the body. So that would be my first concern right there. And I believe that would be more in line with vertigo in your situation. Because if you're talking about C1 through C7, first the atlas, which is right under your base of the skull, and then the next one is axis. That's C1, C2. Those are the ones that control things like vertigo, balance. That's also when people start hearing the ringing in the ear, the ringing in the ear or buzzing
Yes.
in the ear or, things like that, or just constant, throbbing sometimes. We call pulsating. It's a pulsating tinnitus. All those things can sometimes be relieved by doing a chiropractic. Now, what does that mean? That means that also I would work on bone density. Okay, at the same time as you're doing what we call, when you start to tuck the chin. You remember we talked about tucking the
Yes.
chin? Tucking the
Yes.
chin at the same time, I would be increasing bone density. And one of the best ways of increasing bone density would be doing things like coral calcium.
That's what I too take. I take that. Yes.
Yep, coral
Yes,
calcium.
I started on that rather. Yes.
Yep, that's what builds the bone density. But at the same time, you got to be strengthening and relaxing the muscles in the neck.
Okay.
See, what happens is, especially if it's been over a long period of time, and you said this was something that was this something that was from you were born with, childhood, something like that? Was it an accident?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No
Okay.
accident. Just it was, born with it. Yes.
Okay, got it. So that means that the muscles are now conditioned for that position. So you got to release the muscles to put them in what we call a parasympathetic reaction, which means they're relaxed. So
Okay.
things like Himalayan salt baths, soaks like that, they do wonders, y'all. We got to get back to soaking again. Everybody's so in and out with these showers that you don't realize that, you need to soak them bones.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
You got to soak them bones, y'all. How
I
you think
agree.
we got through the Industrial Revolution?
Well,
We call the guts. We had the gut food. Like those things that got people up in the cold of winter to go to these factories and to do all these things. You have to have some real, ways when you come home, when you're just aching all over, you got to soak those bones. Got to give them a chance to recover. That's why the magnesium or the Epsom salts was so popular.
Yes.
So Epsom salts, pink Himalayan salt, those are things that I would do. But at the same time, I would try to get an accurate measurement. You have a chiropractor that you're working with?
Yes. Yes. I know mine is about 55 to 60 degrees.
50 degrees. Wow. Yeah.
But it's all good. It's all good.
It's all good. That's why I say
I do a little yoga. I try to practice relaxing and so forth. My second question, doctor, is the MSM. I started taking the liquid form before I heard about the flakes. And I take it for inflammation, but I'm going to continue to take the liquid form until I use it up.
Yeah, it's just the powder form or the flake form is just the strongest form of MSM. For those who are listening, that is called methyl sulfonate methane. So that's actually organic sulfur. And why do you need sulfur? Because sulfur is like a detox for every cell in your body. You got about 50 to 70 trillion cells, and every cell needs to be flushed. Because anything that eats has a bowel movement, right? Right? Are y'all follow me on that? Anything that eats has a bowel movement. So animals, plants, trees, bacteria, even cells, they eat and they defecate. So what happens is sometimes our cells get very polluted. With cellular, they call it cellular debris. That's a technical word for saying that's a technical word for saying cell poop. That's basically it. So what happens is the MSM has ability to detox every one of those cells, and it cleans them out. So now when you do that, you take like a green drink behind that, or have a green drink and then have the MSM behind that, and pushes it right into the cells. Got it? So it's a great way of absorbing more nutrients, but it's a detox.
Thank you so much.
All right.
I wanted to share a resource with the family tree.
Sure.
It's a healthycells.org. If a person wants to eat their favorite foods, the old-fashioned foods, but they want to be vegetarian or either vegan, they can go to healthycells.org or either Heal Thy Cells. It's just a cutesy way of saying healthy and heal. And we are a 501c3. And if you want to do your shopping, we have a QR code that Amazon donates to us. If you want to do your shopping, they donate a teeny tiny donation to Heal Thyself or Healthy Cells, and there's no extra charge to you. And just to say what Heal Thyself or Healthy Cells is, it's known to do free yoga, and also we have certified home economics. Yes, the home is important.
The home economics.
Yes.
Oh,
the
man.
importance of home is making a comeback. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So we have food and nutrition science specialists that in order to get their bachelor's science degree, they had to work with cadavers, chemistry and anatomy.
I love that.
So again, it's healthycells.org. And it has really good vegetarian recipes and vegan recipes. And we're going to try to do some more easier and quicker recipes soon.
And tell everybody your name. Tell everybody your name. Tell everybody your name and your number, okay? Where they can contact you.
My number is on the website. And my name, everything is on the website. Healthy Cells. If you just plug it in there, healthycells.org, everything comes up. My picture.
Do me a big favor and put that in the chat.
Yes, I will do it right now.
Okay,
and thank you all so much.
Tell them your name. Tell them your name. Don't forget your name.
Okay, my name is Rose. And healthycells.org.
Got it. All right, we got it. Thank you, Rose. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And definitely, it's all about information. There's many solutions to a problem. You got it? So there's many people that are doing healthy things. And, we're in an age of enlightenment.
I know that's right.
This is like, you remember the song, The Age of Aquarius?
Yes, sir.
The Age of Aquarius. So y'all was getting into that, wasn't y'all? I'm sorry.
That's my,
what about
that's California. Those California peoples.
Yeah, but we are in the age of enlightenment.
Yes,
so people are just waking up. All of a sudden, people are just saying, you know what? I just got to start doing some exercise. I need to go start eating right.
Yeah,
it's like a time when, you see so much things that are going on that are out of order. People are just waking up to say, it's time to get in order. And I think that's the message of the universe right now, is that we're in a time where you got to get it together, and if you don't get it together, that energy says, if you don't get it together, we're going to get it together for you. You got it? And you don't want it to get it together for you, because then that's going to be what? Disease. Got it? So be proactive, do a little bit of something. If I could just say that to everyone that's listening tonight, do something. If this is the first time you've heard this conversation and your first time listening, just do something. Doesn't mean you got to do everything we talk about today. That's why we have this forum, so that we can talk about all the different possibilities. And you use the herbs like a toolbox. But we say start with one thing. That may be one little tea that you start with, maybe a red raspberry, something of a cumulative. Because usually when people are really trying to get it together, you got to put the body in a state of relaxation first. Do y'all hear that? We got to get in the state of relaxation first. Before you do anything, you got to learn to calm it down. And most of us have the state of being in an erratic or fight or flight situation all the time. Whether it's what you're dealing with at your home, it could be, relationships, it could be job, it could be money, it could be whatever. This is the time you got to relax first. Before you can do anything, you got to learn to relax. So start with the tea. I say start with calmatives first, because that puts you in a state getting prepared for healing. So reason why you can't kick that diabetes, reason why you can't kick that, that high blood pressure has everything to do with you not being able to relax. You can't control your emotions. Got it? You can't control your emotions. That's what it really is. And that's why you got to let stuff go. You got to stop holding on to stuff.
Please let that stuff go.
You know, Big B, you remember what you did to me back in 1972?
I'm sorry.
You got to let it go. You got it? Let it go. Stop holding on to drama and stuff, because ultimately the one you're going to let free is going to be yourself. Got it?
That's right.
Got it. Okay. Right. All right.
And Dr. Paul.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to run. I got a quick question, if I may.
Sure. Go ahead. Keith.
My name is Keith Haran. How's everybody doing? I'm
just fine, Keith.
Basketball player, y'all. That's a basketball player right there, y'all. Pro basketball player. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But now I purchased Dr. Christopher's herbal eye formula.
Yeah.
And I know it has some of the cayenne pepper in it. So I wanted to talk to you before I wanted to, I don't know, how many drops should I use with this?
Well, I say before you introduce it in anything, start taking it in your herbal teas first. Start that way so that you can start to get the effect of it, get used to it. Start putting it in right into your green drink. You can put it in
just a couple of drops?
Yep, you can put about 3 or 4 drops right into your tea. Yep. It's very effective just in tea itself. There may be a drop in there. I mean, they may give you a number on there because it can be anywhere from 5 to 10 drops, right?
It says 10 to 15 drops.
Yep.
3 times daily.
Yep, right into some water. So, in some hot water, and then you can absorb it because the heat does that. Now, that's one way. Now, the other way, of course, there's a protocol for eyes. If you're bold enough to start to deal with the eyes, this is the way we start to agitate the eye, the cranial veins in the eye, which tend to get blocked because of things like mucus and hardening of the arteries. Got it? Because usually those who have things like high blood pressure, this is a systemic problem, is that you're having problems with circulation. And that's where, if you got a blood pressure problem, it's going to affect your eyes first because those arteries are smaller. Those little veins and stuff are smaller. So that's why you got to start with unblocking them first, because if not, it's going to back up, mucus builds up, and then what? That's what? Cataracts. And then when that cataract builds up and mucus is pulling in the eye, next thing is going to create pressure. Now you got what? Glaucoma. So all of that's happening. It's a systemic effect. It's starting to build. So we got to unblock those little veins in the eye. And we start that. Mute yourself, somebody. Somebody mute yourself. Mute yourself. Who is that? Okay, got it. So we really start to get those clean by putting the drops. You would start with this, Keith. You can see me, right? You can see me?
Yeah.
You got an eyeglass, right? You got an eyeglass?
Yeah.
Okay, take the eyeglass. No, the eyeglass, no plastic. Got to be glass. Got it? Okay. Put a towel. I put a towel right on my shoulder like this of the eye that you're going to go with first. Got it? Take about 2/3 high, just 2/3 high of the water in the glass. Got it? Not fully, not all the way, but just about 2/3 high. And then you start off with 2 drops. I usually start off with 2 drops. Yeah, don't start. Even 1 for some people, but 2 drops is what we start off with. And then you'll see the solution go all the way to the bottom. And then as you use an eyeglass, the way you use that is that you don't want to just dump it in the eye. Okay. So you take it, you press your head forward first. All right, let me take the glasses off. You press your head forward first, right?
Gotcha.
Press it to the eye. Got it? See what I'm doing?
Yep.
And you close the eye. Make sure the eye is closed. Got it? Close the eye. Press it to the eye. Raise it up, open the eye quickly, close the eye quickly, and bring it down.
Okay.
That's what you would do. And then you roll it around in the eye, and then you got the towel right here, so you can do this. Got it? So you can, if it's dripping, it's going to drip on that side. Got it?
Okay.
So the whole purpose is that you're trying to just get the lubrication in the eye so that it actually can agitate and break up a lot of that mucus. Because you got a lot of mucus in the eye. And then from that, do it about 2-3 times on the left side, dump it, and then fresh batch the other side.
Okay.
Got it? Okay. And then you go through that first week, 2 drops, second week, do 3. You would raise it 1 drop all the way up to the 5. Don't
Okay.
go past 5. Some people are brave enough to go past 5, but I'm going to give you my spin is don't go past 5.
And you can do it like maybe once a week.
Some people can't get past 1.
So maybe do it once a week.
Yeah, you can do it as often as you want to. The testimonies of Dr. Christopher's Eye Bright is that people were, unblocking things. Like this one guy. This one guy was, for the first time, he started taking it, and literally the next morning, his eyes were shut. He couldn't even open his eyes because it pulled out so much mucus out of his eye, where the sand, how the sand, the crusty part had sat on his eye, so where it was like he couldn't even open his eyes. So if that ever happens to you, you would take a warm rag, wet warm rag, and then it breaks right up. It breaks right up.
Okay.
But also, you have to ask yourself the question: do you see that debris coming out of your eye? Like when you wake up in the morning, y'all see the sand coming, the sandman. If you don't see that in the morning, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's probably why you got cataracts and probably why you got glaucoma.
Sometimes my eye runs a little water.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Yeah, that's a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but I say, because the Dr. Christopher's Eye Bright formula has a lot of good stuff in it. It has, I believe, bilberry, bayberries in there, golden seals in there.
Yep.
Also, red raspberry, I believe, is in there. And also Eye Bright. See, these are all herbs that open up the pineal gland, deal with eye issues, and they're high in, things that actually correct the eye. Okay? So yeah, that's the protocol. That's the protocol we use. But you can find a lot of good stuff online of testimonies of people who use Dr. Christopher's Eye Bright formula, and they say it's the most successful formula. That's the herbal formula that we have out there. Yeah.
So now my second question is your new formula that you have, is that the same as the old formula?
Yeah, it's no change to the formula. It's all the same, just new look. That's all. Just new look, same formula.
Because I want to buy 3 of them. Now, is the shipping free during this time?
Yep, shipping is free. Thank you, Keith. Appreciate you, man.
Right on time, buddy. That was my next thing.
Keith was testing me, wasn't you, Keith? You was testing me. That's free shipping, right, Doc? Yep. Yes, it is. Free shipping. That is correct.
Great,
and I may keep that going for a while. I always want to throw incentives out there, and definitely that's one that keeps people on point. So free shipping. Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
And that's at shop.drpaulherbs.com. Got it?
I got you. I'm going to go right to the link. I'm going to get it tomorrow.
Yeah, we debuted it right here on the family tree.
Yes,
right absolutely. Here, and you all did very good. I mean, it was excellent. It was an excellent debut. That's called a click funnel. And that's the whole purpose of a click funnel is to funnel, because people say, I hear you online, I hear you on the radio, I just want to get the stuff going. And that's where we go. So go there, shop.drpaulherbs.com. Thank you, Keith. Appreciate you, brother. All right, man. Go out there fishing, man. Do something, man.
Thank you.
I'm telling y'all, Florida folks, man. Go fishing.
Right. That's exactly right.
All right, take care, man. Take care. All right, who else we got? We got Margaret up there.
Margaret in the corner, yes.
And then we'll go to some of the chats, all right?
Sure.
Everybody feeling good? Come on, y'all. Just do a stretch break. Do a stretch break. Do a stretch break. All right. Wake up. Wake up.
Yes.
Y'all better not be sleeping in here.
That's
right.
Margaret. Go ahead, Margaret.
Blow it out.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
All right.
How are you, Dr. Paul?
Doing well.
Great. I just have a couple questions. Kind of want to piggyback a little bit off the
veggie back.
Oh, I'm sorry, veggie.
There you go.
That's right. We leave the pig alone. So when I was watching you describe putting the drops in your eye, and you said you don't do it all at one time. So when you you closed your eye and you did like that, doesn't that make all the liquid come out at one time?
No, if you press it to the eye, see the eyeglass is in the shape of the eye, so it goes securely on there if you hold it there, and you're just holding it for a few seconds. Open the eye, close it, and bring it down, just enough for it to get in. You don't have to keep it up there a long time. And then you bring it down, and then you're just rolling it around in the eye for a few seconds, like about 15, 20 seconds, just roll it in the eye. So you're allowing the herbs to do their effect. So that means roll the eye all around in one circle, go back the other way. Got it? So it's just a matter of getting that into the eye so that you can actually allow the herbs to be effective in those areas to open it up. Yeah, that's where
So you continue to do that until all the liquid in that one cup is gone at that point.
No. You don't have to wait till all of it's done. You can just do it 2 or 3 times. That's all. You don't have to wait till all the liquid. And then after you've done it about 2 or 3 times on the left or right side, then you go to the opposite side. Yeah.
Okay, great. Now, my questions that I had prepared ahead of time, I wanted to know if you have, how does your brain play a part in a healthy gut? Like, for me, it's like sometimes I have issues with, like, at night I kind of want to snack, and I don't think I'm hungry. I just think it's all mental.
Rituals and ceremonies.
Yes, he did.
We talked about that. Yep.
Right
Rituals and ceremonies. Like we said, Margaret, maybe want to start by licking the lips. Like,
look, she's licking them already. Stop it, Margaret. Hey, she wants that.
She said that ain't gonna work, Bill. That ain't gonna work. I don't care how good this study was. It ain't gonna work. Okay, I would say, yes, the brain and gut is a connection. That's all part of the, when we we're born like this, in the embryo state, and then the head is down in the gut. Doesn't your intestines kind of look like a brain? It's connected with this thing called Purkinje fibers, which means that whatever's going on in the gut is going on in the brain. I truly believe this is why some people have attitudes and are experiencing anxiety and just kind of mean. Some people just mean. And a lot of that irritability comes from the digestion first, and then it affects your brain. You ever heard the expression, I have gut feeling?
Yeah,
I got a gut feeling.
Yeah.
Yes.
That person ain't no
Something
good.
Something to that. A lot does, actually.
You got a gut feeling, or I'm so upset I can't even eat. You've heard that expression, right?
Yeah.
Those are things that are tying the gut and the brain together. So just understand, yes, they are connected. Absolutely. So what you're eating has everything to do with the way you feel and the way you act. Absolutely. So sometimes we have to start to reset the gut. I try to say reset the gut with things like aloe vera gel. And if you start the aloe vera gel and you just do it prior to eating, usually 30 minutes before you eat, that's usually a reset for most people, because remember, it's dealing with derma. So it gets the derma ready. And try to stay off the heavy meats if that's something that I don't know if are you a meat eater? Are you eating meat?
I've cut back a lot. I mean, I try to stick with mainly chicken and fish, beef every now and then, but not that much like I used to. Yeah. But I remember there was one particular herb you said that helps curb your appetite. Do you remember what that one is?
That was Gymnema. Gymnema sylvestre.
There was another tea that you also talked about on the radio show. Fennel. Was it fennel?
Fennel is good. Yep, fennel works. Yep, fennel is good.
Okay.
There's a lot of them that curb the, but usually things like sea moss will curb your appetite also. Sea moss. Yep. So, sea moss does a great job for curbing the appetite. And I'm trying to think of there's a lot of different ones that do that. But usually things like senna tea, senna will do that also. But it also works as a laxative, So things like senna. Let's see. There's a few. I have to think about some of those, but yeah, there's a wealth of herbs that will help you to reset the gut. And alfalfa. Don't sleep on the alfalfa, y'all. Alfalfa does a lot of good stuff. Yep.
So you have the alfalfa in the green drink. I did on Saturday order my 3 green drinks.
Mm-hmm.
So is it regular mail or how is it going to arrive? Because I didn't understand.
Usually it depends. Right now, that's probably going to go. It may be USPS, but I have to check with my marketing folks. Yeah, okay. I got to check with my buddy on who's working that angle. And that's Dodd. His name is Dodd Edwards, and he will probably be doing. If you have questions or something, you'll see it on your, on the emails or something like that. He'll send it over. You'll be communicating with him.
I did get one email. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, okay. All and right. I have one final question. In reference to this new virus, the Omicron. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, Omicron. Why are they're saying, I've heard like from 30 to 50 different mutations.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Can you explain what that means as far as mutations and how is it, what do we look out for as far as that's concerned?
Well, remember, anything that's alive tries to procreate. It's trying to survive. So this one is a combination of 50 different mutations. That means it was one thing, and then that one thing created something else.
Yes.
It mutated. Mutation is transformation. That's what it means. So that means 50 different ones had some form of deep. Yeah, that's deep. That's real deep. That's why they're really nervous about that. Because really one mutation is enough. But now we got 30 to 50 mutations. You got it? And you know what Omicron represents, right?
Yeah, the 15th constellation, and also it's the 15th alphabet of the Greek alphabet.
And you know, if you rearrange the words, what it says, right? Moronic.
Does that tell you something, Marvin?
Whoa.
I'm gonna leave that one alone, y'all. But it does say moronic. Yep. It actually says moronic. And that's something.
Wow, that's deep.
That's enough spooky stuff for you right there.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Dr. Paul.
Thank you so much, Margaret. Appreciate you. All right.
Okay.
All right, who we got there? Hey, Big B, give me some questions on the chat there.
Gabe will be next, but I have one. Actually, there's two that kind of follow each other. One says, how do you break up thick mucus that can't be brought up with a cough or sneeze? That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of following with that whole thing of the mucus. One says, if you get, I guess, mucus or boogers in your nose.
Yep.
Where do they come from? Is that just dried mucus or what?
Y'all know what boogies are.
Nope, that's why we ask it. What are boogies?
I'm going to ask the ultimate question. What is a boogie? Anybody know what a boogie is?
It's dust. It's dust.
How about dirt?
Dirt. Flannel, dirt. Dirt.
Dirt. That's it. Dust is dirt. Yeah, it's dust too.
Just dirt
but
and
dirt.
Mucus drying
That's all it is. That's all it is. And you got the the nose hairs catching all that stuff. And then when it catches a lot of it creates that. But also mucus. Remember what mucus is. Mucus is the transient system, the waste that removes waste out of the body. So you need mucus. That's the whole purpose. But when it comes to a point where it's overflowing too much, that's a problem. That's the body telling you got too much acid going on. Mm-hmm. So really, mucus is the system of removing waste out of the body. That's why it turns 3 colors. You got the white,
yes,
right? White, yellow, and green.
Green, yes.
Those are levels of intensity of mucus, which means that if you got something, first it starts off white, right? And then if it sticks around and your immune system gets too low, the body says, well, hey, you know what? This thing's too strong. I got to beef up get this thing out of you. So I got to pull the moisture off of this mucus, and then it makes it thicker, and then it turns yellow. Got it?
Yellow.
Yep. And then when it gets to the point where you got something that's so bad, the body said, look, this thing is real bad. This is like virus. This is heavy virus. We got to really pull all the moisture off here and make it real thick. That's when it turns green.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. So if you see somebody spit out some green stuff, you better run. Don't run. Don't stick around.
I'm out of here.
Don't stick around.
Did you get rid of the hairs in your nose?
No. Why would you do that? No, don't do that. No.
Catches the dust.
I mean, I know, but it should be limited.
No. You can trim them, but don't get rid of them. Because you need them. That's why they're there, to catch those. Those are fibers that are actually hairs catch those particulates that are in the air. If you don't do that, then you're going to be more susceptible to a bacteria infection.
Yes.
Got it? That's also what the nose hairs are for. They stop you from getting bacterial infections. So I'd rather wrap it all up like a little ball, and that's what we call a boogie.
That's the same thing for ear hairs.
What? For what?
For ear hair.
Ear hair.
Ear hairs?
Ear hair.
Well, ear hairs, yeah, well, it can be. But usually ear hairs are on the outside.
Yeah.
They're on the outside. Usually what protects the inner ear is the wax, which is usually to keep insects out. Right. That's what it is. But the other ear, do you ever have hair on the outside of your ear?
Yeah, man, blowing in the wind.
Some call that actually antennae. That's your antennae to the universe. Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm in good shape. Because mine are flowing like this.
Now you know that inconsistency. There is a ear chart. We have ear charts, and the ear charts show you like the top part, upper, middle, and lower part of the body. So wherever there's hair on there, this shows that there's something going on in that area of the body. So we'll get into that maybe one time, do an ear chart.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds like a winner to me.
All right. Make sure you mute yourself, y'all, family. Mute yourself. If you're not talking, we're going to mute you, okay? All right. Let's see.
Gay up in the corner. Gay Brown up in the corner, Dr. Paul.
Okay, Gay.
Gay, you there?
Yes, Gay. How you doing?
Yes. Good evening, all. Good evening, Dr. Hopkins. I do have a question because I've always had a beautiful blood pressure. And within the last month, my systolic number has been in the 130s, which is really concerning for me.
Somebody have to mute. Somebody to mute. Go ahead.
I'm just wondering, what lifestyle changes can I implement because I refuse to accept living with high blood pressure. I do drink coffee. Oat.
What kind of coffee you drink?
I perk coffee every morning. Right. So I do use an organic bean, but
all right. So you got to remember what coffee does. Got it? It actually releases cortisol from your adrenal glands. Got it? So that means fight or flight. Got it? It makes your body go into a state of, tension. And that's why they used to tell children, don't drink coffee for children, because if it raises the adrenal glands, it'll stop your body from doing other things like growth. So they used to say coffee stunts your growth.
Right.
I don't know if y'all used to heard that, but when I heard that when I was little, I was like, I will not be drinking no coffee.
I know.
I heard it.
So what happens is it stops the endocrine system from moving. Got it? So it causes, from the cortisol from the adrenals fires off, either ready to fight somebody or run. Got it? It wakes you up, and there's a pro and a con to it. But if you're trying to lose weight, forget about it. If you're drinking coffee, you ain't never going to lose weight.
Amen.
I'll tell you right now. Don't ever try to, if you're trying to lose weight or get the body in a state, because the body's always thinking you're in a stress factor. That's called sympathetic stress. That means sympathetic stress is male principle. It's always that you're in a tense state. It makes you feel good for a little while, but then you usually start to go down and crash. So you want a number one. Doesn't mean you got to stop coffee. Just use a low acidity coffee. Got it? Low acidity. Low acidity would be closer to the equator. So you got Peruvian, you have Ethiopian, you have Kenyan, you got Cameroon. There's other coffees that are closer to the equator, which actually get more sunlight, therefore they have more minerals, so they have less acid. They're a little more alkaline.
There's a low acidic. I can't think of the name of it right now. Ooh.
Well, there's one that's totally alkaline, which is the Ganoderma. Ganoderma is the reishi mushroom. That's what reishi meaning red. So it's the reishi mushroom, and that's the one that's good for memory. It's good for Alzheimer's, dementia, focus, attention, concentration, things like that. So that's
Does
a
it
good
taste
one.
like coffee?
Mm-hmm. Yep. You won't know the difference. I guarantee.
And how do you spell that?
Ganoderma. Gano. D is in David. ER. M is in Mary. A. Ganoderma.
And it will not affect the blood pressure like a regular caffeinated coffee.
Well, yes, that is correct. But you got to understand that coffee has another factor, and that's called dehydration. Got it? It dehydrates you. That's why, if someone who drinks a lot of coffee, they have a certain texture in their skin. It's dehydrating. It's very dehydrating. So that can be effective if that person does not drink water, or even if they drink water, it's the wrong water. So that's why you got to watch coffee and know how to drink coffee. I had a 90-year-old senior. She said, "Doc, boy, I drink coffee every day." I don't care what you say. And I said, I didn't say that. I just said you got to watch and know how to drink it. So she said, I take some black coffee. That's what she does. And she takes it black, no cream, no sugar. And that is actually the way she takes it. And guess what? That becomes a medicinal pineal activator for her. And that's what got her through to she's 90 plus years old.
Yes,
you got it? So it helps in some ways, but you got to watch and, don't take too much of it.
So I typically only drink 1 cup in the morning. And what I did was I used to love half and half. I went to an oat milk creamer.
Yeah, watch creamer, period. You can do oat milk, but not the creamer. Creamers tend to be hydrogenized. Hydrogenated is bad. That's your enemy. If anyone has high blood pressure, hydrogenation of anything, you got to stay away from it. Remember hydrogenization started with that company called Procter & Gamble?
Procter & Gamble, yes.
Remember that? Back in the day, back during the war, remember? The hydrogenization started with the concept of it wasn't even for oils. It was for making soap.
Help me now.
That's what it was used for. It was for making soap. Because what? You pull, after you put all the lye and all that stuff and you pack it in, you would use this hydrogenation method and it would make it hard. Got it? So that means what? If you make something hard, you pull what? You pull the moisture
out. Yeah.
So if you're now doing that same process with the creamers, you're pulling out all the moisture, then you having that creamer, that stuff is too thick.
Wow.
And then you drink that stuff. Now it's going to make your body say, I need water. This is too dehydrated. And where I'm going to pull it from? I'm going to pull it from your arteries and your veins. I'm going to pull it from your arteries and veins. And that's when blood pressure goes sky high. So hydrogenization happens with the TV dinners. It's also on French fries. It's also in all of those little, y'all. Some of y'all going like, man.
Ooh.
Oh, man. Yep. Hydrogenization is in a lot of products. It's also, there's hydrogenization even in some of the holistic products. Come on, somebody mute.
There you go.
Somebody mute. All right. So hydrogenization happens in things like coconut oil. Got it? Coconut oil. If you get the wrong coconut oil, even if it says unrefined and organic, it could be hydrogenated. So you got to get non-hydrogenization. So stay away from it.
And nitric oxide, will that help with reducing blood pressure?
Yes, because it dilates. So anything that has nitric oxide, not nitrous oxide, that's laughing gas, y'all. Nitric oxide. Got it? Nitric oxide is something that when you take something like cayenne pepper, when it enters the body, your body converts it to nitric oxide. So it means it dilates. So it's going to open up your arteries and veins. Got it? So beets do that also. What else? If there's herbs, it would be the horse chestnut. Also butcher's broom. Let's see what else. Asparagus will do that. Celery will do that. Celery does that. Artichokes will do that. Red onion will do that. Garlic will do that. They're dilators.
Okay.
Open them up. Yep. So yes, all the above. But to be sure, I would say come on in, get an assessment. Did you come in for assessment yet? You didn't come in yet.
No, I had an appointment and my appointment got canceled and I was never able. I was put on a waiting list, but I never received an appointment.
Okay, so definitely come on back in because there's several factors that can include that. You know, one that I'm seeing is called endothelial. Okay, ENDOTHELIL. So endothelial is the vessels in the lining of the arteries and veins, and they're also in the lining of the heart. But what happens is they're slowing down because that's what pushes. That's what pushes the blood through. And when they start to slow down, now it can't push through. That's one factor for high blood pressure. The other one is the oils. Stay off the oils. Remember, no refined oils. Watch the canola oil. I'm trying to tell y'all, that's the one. See, it may not be directly. You say, well, I don't even mess with canola oil. Yeah, but you might be messing with it in the other products that have it. Anything in the box. Yes. Anything in the box. I'm trying to tell you. Crackers, cakes, cookies, pies, all them pretzels you've been eating. Yep. Check the packaging. Look out for all of that. Those are dehydrating. And also that canola, worst thing they ever created. Clogs up and gunks up the liver, and then the pressure goes up. Got it? Last one would be misalignments. So many people have misalignments and don't even know that their back is the problem. So they'll come in and they'll say, well, I've had blood pressure for all these years and I don't know what's going on. And we'll say, well, hey, let's take a look. So we put them on the RM3A. And when you go through the RM3A, it shows misalignments in the back. Usually T2, T5, somewhere between there. T2, T5. That deals with pressure. And you may have gotten the word that your doctor says, well, you just got a weak heart. A weak heart. Well, what's making the heart weak could be malnutrition, or it could be signal, oxygen, and nutrients that can't get to the heart because you got a pinched nerve in your back. You got it? So that's what that's why the chiropractor is a very critical part of high blood pressure. If you got high blood pressure, you need to check that back. Make sure that back is together.
Yes.
And also you got to strengthen your back. Do those, the rows. Anybody got the rows? Get the rows, get the bands, do the stretch bands. All you got to do is do the stretch bands. Things like that. Roll it to the back. Things like this, all those different exercises for the back because your back tends to get weak. And when it gets weak, it falls. And then those nerves, every nerve in your back is connected to an organ in your body. That's what feeds. That's the sacred river. Feeds all the organs. Got it? So keep that in mind. Those are things that we look for. So when you come through the RM3A, we're going to do all the check on all of that. Got it?
So now I'm concerned because if I have numbers that are in the 130s now and I wait 6 months to get into you.
No, 130 is not bad. That's 130 is not bad. See, remember, we got to look at the understanding of where these numbers are playing. Got it? They're playing games with us on these numbers.
Amen.
Yes.
And
yes.
I can tell you this by not guessing, but I'm just telling you this by experience. 20 years to this day, I used to work in chronic disease self-management. That's why I was certified out in Stanford University. Got it? So we used to test people all over the entire Delaware Valley. Well, I used to have a little blood pressure, little table. I go everywhere. Say, you going to blood pressure? You going to blood pressure? I was everywhere. I was out everywhere, and I took it for 2 years. We did this. We turned all our data in, but at that time, 20 years ago, y'all listening? This is important. Y'all better write this down.
Yes.
20 years ago, the normal was 140 over 90. I didn't say high. I said normal. But somewhere along the way, when we turned in all this data, then around 2003, they came back and said, you know what? We see all these folks with a pressure around 130, 140. If we drop this thing to 120, we got them all.
Yeah. That's right.
That's right.
I can sell your blood pressure.
Exactly what happened.
That's right.
That's exactly what happened.
Absolutely.
And we went overnight from 140 to 120, and everybody got on medication, and that lasted for 10 years. But you remember, there's another guy that showed up. He knocked on the door. Who was that? Oh, that's the Mr. Insurance man. Hey, high blood pressure. I can charge more than the insurance. So we got them twice. Got them on medication, and they got high insurance. Got you? I got you twice now. So here's the thing. You got to look at the disparity. Of course, yes, there is a disparity between people of color and that we have different things because of this thing called melanin. We heat up different. And there is, I showed y'all the great book of melanin and all those things. So we know that there is a physiological difference with the melanin in the system. We know that. And it doesn't mean that you got to be the color either. I just want to be real on that. All right, it doesn't mean you got to be. Just because your color on the outside, that don't mean you don't have melanin on the inside. It's almost like a candy bar or something like that. No, anyway, what's happening is that you have to understand that the melanin is the chemical key to life itself. So it's helping you to get your blood pressure and all these other things going on. So when you're looking at real numbers, it's more towards what they had at the first time, 140 over 90. Yes. Got it? Mm-hmm. When you start to peak after 140, then you start saying, wait a minute, something's going on. That means when they press that, where's Neetha? Neetha on here?
He's right there.
Yes,
he got a nurse right there. Go ahead,
Neetha.
Neetha.
That was going on with you.
Neetha, go ahead. Neetha, when Neetha grab your arm, say, come here, and she start to squeeze your arm, she's matching the pressure inside of you. That's the first number, systolic. When you let it go, that's the blood flow going back into the arm. That's the lower number. That's the diastolic. So when it comes in and it comes in real slow, usually that number means too much processed food, diastolic. Top number is always going to be stress, how the person's stressing. Bottom number, diastolic, usually deals with diabetes, things like that. Vessels are not opening fast enough, things like that. We can track that back to bad cholesterol, all that stuff. So that's why we say know your numbers. Check yourself every day. Neetha, tell them, Neetha, get them, Neetha, get them.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right, Dr. Paul. I'm just sitting here listening to you saying, "Oh God, I appreciate this man because I feel so bad for our consumers because they just don't know."
Yes.
And they're being bullwinkled,
That's right.
Because their pressures. Oh, your pressure is 130 over 80. We got to put you on high blood pressure medicine. No, you don't. Just let me deal with it. But that's how they can get more money.
Absolutely.
It's the pharmaceutical companies. You got to understand pharmaceutical companies what finance these medical schools. And these doctors are not being taught anything. I have clients. They said, look, you need to be on some multivitamins, but you need to be on some good ones because your wounds are not healing here. You need some protein. Oh, I got to talk to my doctor. No, you don't need to talk to your doctor because he don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to watch the dietitians and the nutritionists too, because they're taught with conservative medicine, the same thing. So you don't go to them. Yeah. I'm having some issues right now, Dr. Paul, and you're talking about it, which I'm going to go see a chiropractor, but I got to find a good one. I really hate this because I think the healthcare system in Florida is awful. And there's so many seniors down here that they are just being hoodwinked, because I guess they figure they got money. So, but anyway, I went to see the nurse practitioner. I'm seeing a neurologist because I'm having problems with these nerves in my back because I did have back surgery 6 years ago. and she wants to put me on drugs. I told her, well, I took this particular drug and it's not really helping me, or because it makes me drowsy, and that's the gabapentin. And she said, well, have you tried Cymbalta? Have you tried Lyrica? I said, no.
Yeah.
I said, no. She said, and you know what, Dr. Paul, she had the nerve to say to me, well, what do you want to do?
Now she get mad. Now she get mad at you
attitude now.
She get attitude now.
I said, what I want to do, I want you to find out and get to the root of the problem. I don't want to take no drugs.
Yeah. So here's one thing I want to leave y'all with. I want to leave with this a little sort of 101. We used to do a class called, when you go to a doctor. I actually had a I'll see if I can find it. It was like a you know how you put the bookmarkers? We made a bookmarker, and on the bookmarker was all the things that you would do when you visit your doctor. First thing,
bring it back.
Right, specifically when you talk about getting your blood pressure, because once you're coming out of the waiting room, got it? And they call your name, Bill Morgan, and you get up and you say, oh, Lord, that was me. And you get up, all right? And you start walking towards the back, right?
Yes,
towards the rooms. Now, when you get in there, first thing they want to do is slap that on your arm and start taking your pressure. Absolutely the wrong time. You went from an inactive state to an active state. We used to do this. We used to test this all the time in chronic disease self-management. We used to show people how your pressure when you're in an inactive to an active state can be a difference of 30 points.
Yes.
You got me?
Yes.
Because your heart has to pump more because you got up and you walked in and then you sat down and then already you don't want to be there. And then he's sitting there, and then they slap it on your arm, and they say, "Oh, look, your pressure is high." And then next thing you gotta wait. When you go in there and sit down, make sure before you ever get your pressure taken, take 15 to 20 minutes to just do nothing, relax and breathe. That's it. And if you probably before you get out of there, I would probably take it about another 2 times before then, because that's to get an accurate number. So that means that when you're moving, your body has to get back to a set state as opposed from inactive to now active. Got it? So when you sit for about 15 minutes, now your body goes back to saying, all right, I'm good. I'm relaxed. Now take it. You got it? That's the difference. So many people, when they're being diagnosed with high blood pressure, I believe they're taking it at the wrong time.
Same here.
Dr. Paul, can I interject something? This is Nitha again. Also, I'm really leery now that we've gone to the automatic system so much that these automatic cuffs and these wrist cuffs are not accurate, and they give higher readings.
Yeah. I can say yes. Because, a lot of the skill and the art of actually doing that, people don't do it now. And that's why when we put you on the RM3A, we just take that as when you put your feet on there, the whole test, your body's going through a constant blood pressure. So we know exactly through the whole test, it's constantly with your feet on the pads. We put a blood pressure cuff on you to see the difference between what the system's giving us versus what actually the cuff is doing. So that gives us a level of accuracy that keeps us in point to know really where you are. So that's what makes the RM3A is awesome. All right. Okay, Nitha, did you have a question since we right there? Did you have?
Yes, I do. Dr. Paul, you were talking about the coffee.
And Gay, I'm sorry, Nitha. Gay, you good on that? You good on those questions, right? Were you good? We answered the last one, right?
I just needed to unmute. Yes, I'm good. I'm making my appointment.
Okay, we'll see you then. Thanks so much for that. All right, appreciate you. Okay, Nitha.
Yes, you were talking about the coffee, and I'm gonna do a Helen on here. I found this coffee, or someone told me about it, but I'm not buying it until I go through these ingredients.
I got you.
It was bio coffee, and it has Arabica coffee powder. Arabica. Okay. A non-dairy creamer. It has tapioca starch and vegetable fat from palm kernel. So this just didn't sound right for me. Chicory root, and it has wheatgrass powder.
Okay, so it said vegetable. It said
vegetable fat from palm kernel.
Yeah, palm kernel. That's actually good. That's actually a good thing.
Is it?
Okay.
Yep.
That's just like the fiber. That's actually, look at that as just a fiber.
And this is alkaline coffee. And it does also, it said it has tapioca starch. I know we used to eat tapioca pudding when I was little, but okay.
Yep.
Okay, so this is good. It's called bio coffee.
Sounds good. As long as there's no process, anything else. I haven't heard anything that kind of rings a bell, but I mean, it's pretty much staying the line. I just don't like the I don't like the title of that bio. I don't like that. I want them to say what they say, real coffee or something.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. And you know what? To the young lady who finished her chemo back in January, I did something that was good, and I didn't know it was good because I've been through chemo and radiation 29 years ago. And after I just went on and prayed because I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a Dr. Paul back then. So I didn't know what to do. I just prayed and said, you just guide me and I'm going to do it. But after I finished chemo, I did chelation therapy. I did do that. Cleanse all that stuff out of my system.
Yep. Chelation is a good one.
Yeah, I did IV chelation.
Did you do EDTA or did you do like an IV therapy specifically?
I did the IV therapy with the EDTA.
Okay, good. EDTA is a form of it. It's used to chelate and it helps to bind to toxicities to help remove out of the system. Another blood cleanser. Yep, you know how we do it. And the one that I say focus on though. Remember, you have a natural chelation that goes on. It's called glutathione.
Right.
And the glutathione, you can do IV therapy. Glutathione, alpha lipoic acid, and then you can do a lot of other vitamin C. Vitamin C, non-ascorbic vitamin C. Those are also chelations also. Got it?
Yeah, and this had vitamin C in it as well.
Good.
And for some reason, I couldn't get through the whole thing because the vitamin C, I guess, was too strong for me, and it was kind of burning my veins. So.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah. So, and it might have been the combination too, because it's powerful. That's strong. That's some good stuff. So so there are many ways of doing things, and some people are moving towards more chelation type IV. More than ever, all the entertainers do that. Like the entertainers and athletes and stuff do the IV therapy and the IV vitamin C's, things like that, and and they've been very effective because it's going directly into the bloodstream. Got it?
Yeah, Bob Hope did IV therapy for years, and so did the one who died in the 90s, George, the comedian.
George Burns.
George Burns. Yes.
Wow.
Yes,
he
did.
Rat Pack, part of the Rat Pack.
Right.
Right?
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Thank you, Dr. Paul.
All right, Neetha, always a pleasure. See Neetha just coming in, drop bombs. I'm coming from Florida.
That's right.
See there?
That's right.
Thank you, Neetha. Appreciate you.
Listen, guys, let me remind you, also in the chat, make sure you get a copy of this chat this week because a lot of the information that we've been talking about, folk have actually put it in the chat. So we put it out. It's a hot PDF, so you have to just click on it and take you directly to the site that we've been talking about here this evening, right?
Yep. And also, Big B, tell them how they can, send you an email and you can give them a transcript.
Yes, no doubt. Always. This is the first thing that always happens. Every week, just about the time we get ready to go, I'll put the information there. You send an email to me to get a copy of this chat, and you send that to meccavideo@gmail.com. That's meccavideo@gmail.com. And that way, when it's done, we get everything squared away, and the very first thing the next morning, you get these things out, and I'll send them out to you right away.
And spell that for them real slow.
That's MECCAVIDEO@gmail.com.
So
one more time.
Mecca.
That's Mecca Video. That's MECCAVIDEO@gmail.com.
Oh, you already have it.
All righty, Big B. All righty. What you got over there, Big B? You got somebody on the chat there? Any questions on the chat?
Well, there was one up top here. We were talking. We got through the boogers thing, right?
Got through the boogers.
Look, there was one. Hold on one second, Dr. Paul. I was asking about, and Is having a vaginal discharge perfectly normal to have every day, or does vaginal discharge change over the course of a woman not having a menstrual cycle?
Okay, say that. Slow that.
Okay.
Say that question one more time.
Is having a vaginal discharge perfectly normal to have daily, and or does vaginal discharge change over the course of a woman not having a menstrual cycle?
Well, remember, any discharge is going to be the detoxing. That's detoxing. Got it? So we use specific herbs to increase the level of detox. So if there's something going on, immediately when discharge happens, we think infection. Got it? So because remember, when it's trying to purge, anything purging is going to be trying to get it out. Right. So that's when we would do specific herbs. Now, women, we have several different things that we can use. Over the course of, even after you've stopped cycling, you still cycle. You never stop cycling. We may physically stop cycling, but you always cycle. We all cycle. Men cycle. We all cycle. Yes. So the key is, now if you're starting to see discharge, then we need to basically introduce things of detox for you. And I can give some of those to you. Now, keep in mind, there are also what we call douche herbs that are specifically used for douching whenever there's excessive areas where you now have discharge for some reason. You're not figuring out what's going on. And it does depend on the age. So here are some of those herbs. Now, not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul. So there's a combination of herbs that we use. One would be burdock root. Another one would be red clover. Golden seal. Another one called cleavers. And the other one, the fifth one, would be pau d'arco. Those are the herbs that were used. And what we use, you can take those eternally, but you got to drink a lot of water. And at the same time, they can be prepared in a douche so that you can actually flush the system that way. So that's a vaginal flush also. Now, Dr. Ethel Wilson. Y'all know Dr. Ethel Wilson, right? I've mentioned Dr. Ethel Wilson several times. I saw her this week, and, we connected up again. And she does a preparation for women specifically. So if you want to have her help you with that, because a woman can deal with a woman issues and how to prepare this thing, I would suggest you give her a call. Okay? And I can give you the number for her. I don't know if Prophet is still on here. Is Prophet still on here? Yeah. I don't know if you have Dr. Ethel's number. You don't know if you got Dr. Ethel's number, but if not, here it is right here. Let me grab her number. All right, but give her a call, and she'll show you the proper things that you need, along with, we know how to take it internally, but also to use the flush. I do recommend this flush, because a lot of times with all the toxicities from the food, the hormones, things like that are in the chicken and the beef and the pork and all that stuff, if you're eating all that and then you got to deal with the GMOs, we're going to have some major imbalance issues. And that's what your body's trying to do, is trying to get rid of this stuff. Yes. And a lot of times it's going to happen with some kind of discharge. Men have discharges also. Absolutely. Men have discharges also. So the concept of this is immediately we think infection, where the body's saying we got to get rid of this. So that's the first thing that you're going to see. So here's Dr. Ethel's number. Her number directly is 610.
Oh, 610.
610 585 0493. Now, she is also doing a foot detox. She is currently doing the foot detox also. And I had a chance. She's rebuilding. So as she's rebuilding, just understand that, they're doing a whole reconstruction thing and they're building it up. So it will probably be fully complete by the springtime. But if you go in there, it's going to be a little bit, you're going to see things moving around, or maybe workers and things. But definitely she has the ability to do foot detoxes now. So she's doing foot detoxes. She got 2 foot detox machines, and she does a colonic also.
The last 4 numbers, 04?
0493.
93.
93. So give her a call, support the sister and what she does, but definitely she can help you with that. Now there is a formula. There's a prostate and uterus formula, okay, that you can get. She has it. She showed it to me, and she said, this is the formula we use. And I said, that's the formula. Okay. So that formula already is in a capsule form, and it has a lot of those herbs that I just mentioned and maybe some more. So I would suggest that every woman that's listening, and every man, because remember, I told you, it's men have discharge also.
Right.
So it's a very, very important factor right now. So definitely that's what I would do. Got to give her a call.
Can you repeat the herbs, Dr. Paul?
Okay.
I'm
it's
sorry.
in the chat. It should be in the chat. We're gonna want to keep going back and forth. It's in the chat. It's in the chat.
610-585-0493.
Right, but she was asking what the herbs were.
Oh, the herbs were. Okay.
Yeah, the herbs were. They're in the chat. They should be in the chat. Aren't they in the chat? Somebody was writing it down? Yeah. Because I want to keep going over it. I want to keep moving because we're almost about to end. Okay? All right. Dolly. We got Dolly and Cynthia up there. Dolly and Cynthia. You got it. You can unmute yourself.
Got it. You got to unmute yourself, Dolly. Unmute yourself.
Can you? Okay. Dolly, you got it?
No.
I got it now.
There we go.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. I have a lot of pains all during the day in my body, and someone told me about I'll spell it. It's a HEMP like in Paul, VANA.
Hempvana. Are you saying Hempvana?
I think so, something like that. HEMP like in Paul, VANA.
Yeah, that's
right. That's the same people that make the brace. You know the brace that they selling that at Walmart.
Yeah.
You say
Walmart and it also at Walmart.
And I think they got an arthritis cream.
Yeah.
And it's based on the hemp. So yes, it has the as long as it's not. I have to look at the ingredients in here to see if it's cool because they are selling it at Walmart. So let me see here. Hold up.
Yeah.
It's chondroitin. It's glucosamine, chondroitin, hemp seed oil. That's it. Yeah, that looks good. It looks good. I don't see anything, I would have to go into detail. Let me see if it's, I don't think there's anything here that I can, yeah, I would have to look at it. But in most cases, the key that you're always looking for is that no process. As long as it's not any process, you're good. Also for pain would be turpentine oil. Turpentine oil, if you can go right to Mr. Pollock Herbs and Vitamin Center. On Broad Street, they have an excellent turpentine oil. They have turpentine soap. Also, another one for pain would be comfrey ointment. Okay, comfrey ointment. There's another one called arnica cream. Arnica from the arnica tree. Got it? That's good. So there's a lot of anti-inflammatories that you can get, but ultimately you got to ask your question. You are still acidic. Got it? You're still acidic. Anytime your bones are hurting, you got too much acid. Got it? Remember, when that body starts to go after them bones, that's the last resort, saying, you're not giving me enough alkaline. So I'm going to have to go after that hip. I'm going to grab them hips. I'm going to grab them knees. I'm going to grab those ankles. I'm going to grab that shoulder. Got it? So you got to raise the alkalinity. Mute yourself, y'all. Mute yourself. Okay, go ahead.
What I want to say, Dr. Paul, is that it hurts, it pains in two places, in my back and my right side. And right side more than my back somewhat.
Get a chiropractor also. Before you do anything, make sure you're aligning properly. So before anything, where are you, Dolly? Are you in Philadelphia or Jersey?
Jersey.
Yeah, you got you need a chiropractor. You need to get checked out for structure first. usually people's structure starts to first thing with pain. You got to make sure you're structurally sound. You know, because our muscles get weak, and when the muscles get weak, you know, they collapse. Next thing you know, you start slumping. And we slumping like that. Like, you can't sit like that right now. Where you look, you slumping like that. You can't sit up there, girl. Sit up. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Then I'm having pains. Now, I was Dr. Paul. I was told by one doctor that he examined me, the interior around my stomach and so on, and he said that I had arthritis around my spine.
Yeah. So then, like I said, you know, again, you know, we can never, once it starts to deteriorate, you know, after a while, it goes after the spine, you know, the body's going after the hip, the joints, the ligaments, the connective tissue, all of that stuff starts to deteriorate. You know, that's after long-term arthritis and inflammation, you know, so it'll never be the way it was, but you got to start to now get more greens in your food. That's why the green drink, that's why we focus so much on the green drink, because you're getting the highest form of hydrogen, which is land and sea. And those are the highest forms that will put that inflammation out. That's the key. See, it's saying, the body's saying, hey, if you're not going to feed me, because I can only operate in a state of alkalinity. All your white blood cells and your red blood cells are moving like this. When they're healthy, they're moving like this. You got it? They're moving. But when you don't, when you're in a state of acid, they're like this. And sometimes they're on top of each other and nothing's moving. That's acid. Too much acid and inflammation. So the body has to start to grab some alkalinity from somewhere. It's trying to keep you alive. So family, I want you to hear me and hear me when I keep talking about this pH thing. It's all about the pH. You got to mute yourself there, Brenda. All right, and make sure that you are continuously staying on an alkaline-based diet. That's the key. So when you start to do more alkalinity, you're going to see some major change. You know what I would do, darling?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to give you something that I think that you should, you know, I'll just say we put a lot of seniors on. And this is something that's really helped a lot of people. Not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent disease, just food for the soul. We give coral calcium along with sea buckthorn. Got it? Coral calcium.
But how's that coral? How's that spelled?
Coral, C-O-R-A-L, comes out of the ocean. Calcium and sea buckthorn. Right, those are two things that, you know, when they started looking at, you know, the seniors, see, they'll tell you to get calcium, and you're depleting of calcium, but at the same time, you know, the calcium that they give you is like the plaster in the wall. That's the kind you can get too much. You need one that's bioavailable, which comes out of the ocean, and that's called coral calcium. So coral calcium tends to be very effective, and the best one comes from the Isles of Okinawa. Got it? Okinawa. And that's the best forms. And when you get that, it raises the pH very high. It helps you keep that high pH. So you just want to take about a half a teaspoon, and you put it in some water, or put it in your Dr. Paul Green drink, because I know you got one over there now.
I know.
And basically, you just keep it going. But you need to do this at least twice a day. You try to keep it going, and if you can do it optimum 3 times a day, it's a meal replacement. You got it? So we have to maximize the energy so that your body's not going to go after your bones. You got it? That's the
now, where will I find this stuff that you're talking about?
That's what has happened.
Any of the herbal stores. You can go to Wayne Avenue Health Food. You can just call them and they'll send it to you. Okay?
Oh, all right.
All right. Wayne Avenue Health Food Store, which is 5007 Wayne Avenue. Right. I hope everybody got that number. Or Pollock Herbs and Vitamin Center, 5925, and that's Broad Street.
Just get the chat, guys. All the info is right inside the chat.
Right in the chat.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Have a good night. All right. All right, we're going to go down. We almost at the top of the hour here, and we got to get ready to go. But I'll take a few more. Big B, I'm going to let you call them, man.
Oh, that's Irene.
Grab a
right
couple
next
more.
to Dolly. Irene Farlow. Irene?
Hello?
Irene?
Yes,
hey, Irene.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
You talked about about the eyes. I had the liquid here. I was wondering, was the liquid better or the ones with the eye drops? Because I had
Okay, you're fading in and out. Are you saying that you have what now?
Cataracts. I have floaters.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep. That's what it's good for.
They just told me that I have calcium in my eyes.
Right. So that's it's calcifying in the eye. Got it? Calcifying. And that means they're getting hard. Got it? So that's again going back to what we're saying. You're losing the ability for flexibility and the way for it to flow. So that's what the eye bright does. So take it internally or washing. Those are good. And they do come in capsules also. I believe it's a capsule form of Dr. Christopher Sauer. Yeah. Just put it right in there. Just get it going. Got it? That's what you got to do. I just gave the formula out. Were you listening to how I was explaining it earlier?
Yes.
Okay, that's what we were talking about right there. That whole protocol is what we were talking about. Got it? But for you, if you didn't hear it, be careful. You need to just put it in that water. Okay,
yes.
Don't do it.
Because
if you didn't catch what I just went through, I'm not going over that again. Yeah. Okay, all right? Just put it in your water. That's all you got to do. All right? Okay, all right. Thank you, Irene. Let's go down the line because we got to get ready to get out of here, y'all.
Okay,
all right, what we got?
It says Motorola 15G. It's right next to
All right, thank you so much.
Ladies,
all right.
you there?
All right. Hi, Dr. Paul. It's me, Zipporah Thelman.
Hey, Zipporah, how you doing?
I'm well, and you?
All right, doing well.
All right, so the question I have is, what about skin moles?
Skin moles, yeah, that's again liver. That's a detoxing of the liver. You're trying to push that out of the skin. You can do some topical things to draw it out even more. That would be astringent herbs. Any astringent herbs can help to draw that out even more. Liver detox would be all the liver herbs that we talk about. Okay. All the liver herbs that we talk about with the burdock root and the golden seal and all those other ones, all that list of 90 different ones that I listed, any of those can work. At the same time, topical, you can use astringent herbs, black walnut. You can also use shepherd's purse or wild alum. Those are all herbs that are astringents. That means they draw out. Neem oil does well on moles. Okay, neem oil. Neem oil works well. And also, if I maybe add another one, would be tea tree oil. Tea tree oil with a lavender type thing that you can actually pull, and that draws sometime also. That soothes if it gets a little bit raw. Because sometimes if you get moles, then there also may be bumps, blisters, boils, things like that. So you would use things that are astringent to draw it out. Now, there is a black ointment. There's a Dr. Christopher's black ointment. That would be good. Okay? That's good for moles. Matter of fact, I would try that first. I would do that one first. Yeah. Because that's Dr. Christopher's black ointment. It's a black ointment that you put, and it specifically lowers it pulls and draws that salve. It's like a salve, but it pulls out. You remember they used to have black salve? Y'all remember black salve? You remember black salve used to be an old one, but that's a slower. That's a cut down version of black salve, because they outlawed black salve because people were using it too generously, and you can't do that. You can't do that because it's got bloodroot and a whole lot of other herbs that can really. That's actually like these herbs. Then black salve was used like a surgical, literally an herbal surgical removal of things like like lesions in the body, things like that, cancers and stuff like that. So people have to use that with an understanding, but they weren't doing it, so they outlawed it. Got it?
Here's the black ointment, Dr. Paul.
There you go. Karam has it right there. See down there, y'all? Dr. Christopher's black ointment. That's it. That's for moles. That's for bumps, blisters, boils, psoriasis, eczema, any of that stuff. And it's a milder version of the black salve. So it's with the same intention and understanding, though.
Now,
all right?
Dr. Paul, what does it do? Dissolve the mold until it disappears?
It just draws it out.
Draws it out.
Yep. Starts to draw it down. And then actually, if you have a high that almost like gets like a skin tag, it starts to tear it down. Yep. All
right. So, can you still hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Mm-hmm. So one other question about, so you said the black salve, is that spelled S as in sit, A as in apple, A as in apple, B as in bag?
Salve. Yeah, salve. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you. Appreciate you. We got to roll. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. All right. We got, give me two more, Big B.
Well,
T-Dub.
What was that? Yeah, T-Dub. That's right.
T-Dub. Where's T-Dub? I don't
That's
see it.
That's me.
Okay,
you
T-Dub.
Penda. I just have a quick question.
Is that Penda? You said Penda. What's up, Penda?
Hi, how are you?
What's happening? You up there? You got disguising yourself.
Yeah.
This is my husband's computer. I'm being healthy. That's what I'm doing. I'm enjoying it.
I got you.
All right.
Quick question is, what's the best sugar to use for type 2 diabetics?
Yeah, and the best one would be unrefined. Any unrefined would be your key. So anything unrefined, I say coconut palm sugar. If you want something like a turbinado, try to make sure the ones that are, if it's brown sugar or like a turbinado, make sure it's something that's as raw as possible because that's unrefined.
Right. Also, organic, right? Organic.
Mm-hmm, organic. Yeah. And then you can also have date sugar, beet sugar, monk fruit. There's a large assortment of out there. Okay. So just make sure that if someone's diabetic, they stay away from concentrated things that pour slow. Got it? Nothing that pours slow, because already they have a concentration issue, which means that they cannot process concentration. So that means they're already seriously dehydrated. So that's what's shutting the pancreas down. So what's happening is you need to get something, stay away from anything that pours slow. What pours slow, y'all? Syrup. What else?
Molasses.
Honey. What else?
Agave.
Yep. All that stuff. Because every time you give me something that's concentrated, I gotta find some water from somewhere.
That's right.
And if I don't got water, I'm gonna pull it from that pancreas. I'm gonna pull it from your arteries and veins. That's why our blood pressure has a lot to do with diabetes. You got it? Because it's all dehydrating at the same time. So that's what I would do, Penda. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, have a good night. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Take care. All right. Who else we got, Big B? We'll take one more.
Beverly Miller's right next to it. Beverly?
Hey, Beverly.
Hello, Dr. Paul.
Oh, she country. Wait a minute.
Go ahead, Beverly.
Like my cousins. She said, hey, Lil Paul. I heard that many a day, boy. I know it's Southern accent. Where you from?
South Carolina.
I knew it. All right. South Carolina in the house.
I was just wondering about the MSM. Mm-hmm. If you have a bad reaction to sulfur antibiotics, can you still take MSM?
I would test yourself first. Yeah, if you're having are you allergic? You've been verified as being allergic to it, or you had an allergic reaction to it or something?
I did.
You did? So make sure that the one that you had the allergic reaction to was organic.
No, I had an allergic reaction to antibiotic, the sulfur antibiotic.
Oh, you said, I'm sorry. I missed that whole question. Okay, I hear you. So, so you would just use, see, that's something that's already synthetic. There's something else going on there. There's a lot of other things that are going on. There's pharmaceutical grade stuff going on there. Right. So that doesn't mean you're allergic to necessary sulfur. Got it? So this is organic sulfur, which is in every fruit, vegetables. You got it in the soils and everything. So I would test yourself to be sure. or get to an allergist to make sure. But usually sulfur is what pushes the nutrients into the cells.
Right.
So when you eat vegetables and things, because that's one of the elements that's missing out of the soil. When the soil has been denatured, and that's with all the pesticides and stuff that they putting in the soil, the plant can't pull. It doesn't pull it, or the vegetable or the herb doesn't pull it. Right. So it's not there. It's not present. So when you get it, it's not effective anymore. So it's usually the soil that's been denatured. So that's why we add sulfur back to your green drink. So now you got it back to where it will push it in. Got it?
Thank you.
Yep.
All
and
right.
also, we just got one disclaimer. One disclaimer with MSM. Y'all remember what that disclaimer was, right? Who knows what that disclaimer was?
Not treat. How do you say it? This
Don't
is
drink alcohol with it.
There you go, Talia.
Don't drink alcohol.
Don't drink. She didn't sound too encouraging with that one. She said like, "Don't drink alcohol."
Didn't drink the alcohol.
Yeah. See, the whole point is that it cleans out every cell.
Right.
Now, when in all your cells, remember, getting that cellular debris, cell poop out of your system, and then they're wide open. They're wide open to receive all the good stuff. But if you have some alcohol and you usually a 3-4 minimum, you're gonna be under the table with 1.
Well,
because
right.
your body's gonna absorb alcohol, and it's gonna just boom, knock you out. Yeah, okay. So many stories are online about people who took it for granted and they didn't heed the warning about MSM, and when it comes to drinking. And people were, during the week doing all MSM all through the week, and then they went out Friday night and then boom, knocked them out. And they were just a little bit because your body's wide open. Got it? That just shows the testament to how clean it gets you.
Yes, so very.
Isn't that awesome?
So very true.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
Okay, Beverly.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Very
all
good,
right.
Very good.
Where can you get the MSM?
Beverly, it's good to see you. This is
sure, you can. Yes. And you can get it from any of the herbal stores. Just ask for the flakes. You want MSM with flakes.
Okay.
And the form of flakes is the highest form. Okay. Good stuff, y'all. Y'all got some good stuff.
Good tonight.
Is there any pills that can't be mixed with Golden Seal, like NAC? I have NAC and Golden Seal and zinc. Is that an all right combination?
Well, it depends on what's good for you. Yeah, it's always what's good for you. Not for every. I would have to sit down with you to determine that based on where your numbers are. Got it? Because it can't say that across the board for everybody, or I would have to see what's going on with you. But usually, it's what is your purpose? What are you trying to achieve? Are you just with the Golden Seal? Because that's a natural antibiotic. Got it. So, right. So it depends on what your goals are.
Okay. So, but as far as NAC is okay, but. No, I have like cold symptoms. I'm having these bad cold symptoms and stuff, and a lot of mucus. So when I took the Golden Seal seemed to have helped it, but I did get a real bad headache. Like my head is throbbing.
Yeah,
so I was wondering if I took too much Golden Seal and NAC mixed together.
No, it sounds like dehydration. Whenever you start to get a headache, especially after taking something like Golden Seal, you remember it demands a lot of water, so you gotta drink water. How's your water?
Might not be enough water.
All right. All right. Come back to water every time. See, whenever you sign, the body sends you a sign. It's either headaches or nauseous sometimes. That means you're not drinking enough water. Remember, water is the activator. Water is the activator. That's what makes it all happen. Think about yourself as a plant. Remember, I told y'all you ain't nothing but walking plants, right? We walking plants. We just got the ability to walk around. Plants is jealous of us all day. Got it? But we the same thing. The plant is actually, when it actually, what do you do with a plant? It sits in soil, right? What do? You plant it, right? What happens? You
water it.
It needs what? Sunshine. What else does it need? What else does it need?
Water.
Water.
Water. right? And when you do that, that activates the ability. So if you plant that plant and you do all of the things that you have to do, you can put all of the, different formulas and things around it. But if you don't put some water on that thing, it ain't going nowhere. You got it?
No, that's right.
Same thing with you. You gotta put some water in your system so that it can bind to that stuff to get it out of you. So mucus is the direct sign of acidosis. Remember? Got it. All right. Okay. All right. All right, Big B. We gotta wrap it up, y'all. I know we got some.
If your question doesn't get answered tonight, can we
put it in the chat
next week?
Sure. You can also send it to Big B over there.
Send it to me at makeavideo@gmail.com, and I'll send it to Dr.
Okay, and I also had it on the chat.
That's right. All right, that's fine.
Okay, so we can't get to everybody, but we'll try our best. And matter of fact, when we get in on the time, try to get on as soon as we jump on 7 o'clock. Try to get in and put your hand up. Where's Helen? Helen is a superstar when it comes to getting on here first, boy. She throw her hand up so fast.
Helen be sitting around waiting till 6 o'clock.
How you get your hand up so fast? She must got a special button. Boop.
Because I know what's up. You got to get on there. Put your hand up.
First place. She be first place. She's the rabbit in the TARDIS. She the rabbit.
Oh boy. All right, that's what's up.
All right, so
when the next time y'all gonna be on?
We're on every Wednesday night.
Every Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. All right. Okay, family.
I wasn't doing it at first, man. I just sat there and just had my hand up, and I didn't know I had to.
Yeah. So we got to grab you in the first. That's Sean. All right, Sean. We look forward to seeing you next week. All right. Or if you have a question, drop it with Big B over there, and we'll try to get to it. All right. But we got to go now, y'all. We got to sign off. I want to thank you so much for chiming in. All the folks that say, man, we still up to almost 150 people just hanging out tonight. So we appreciate you so much. So Big B, tell them how they can help us keep this thing going and supporting the family tree. Go ahead, buddy.
As always, guys, make sure you send for the questions and for the comments each week. Send that email to mechavideo@gmail.com. And to continue to support us, use Dr. Paul's Cash App, and that Cash App is $ Dr. Paul Hop. If you want to use it directly through the bank, you send it to Mecca Video. That's Zelle through the bank, mechavideo@comcast.net, or you can send the request to our P.O. Box, which is P.O. Box 191, Mullica Hill, New Jersey, 08062. Okay? We'll look to see you right again next week, right here on the Family Tree.
All right, that's a wrap, y'all.
Thank you so much.
Let's give Big B a hand over there. Big B!
What's up? All right. Nadine brought a buddy with her tonight. Oh, I see one of that sucking water. Y'all have a good time over there.
Yes, and I want to thank you so much for chiming in. And you know what? Just sitting around the tree, you can learn a lot.
I know,
and the experience with other people and what they bring to the table is what makes it happen. So we thank you so much.
Yes.
We want to say continuously stay on point. Don't be scared of no Omicron, because you know what it says backwards is what? Moronic. Somebody said moronic. So don't be moronic.
Don't be moronic.
All right. That's right.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Follow us on WURD on Saturday morning and also Sunday. Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on WURD 900 AM, 96.1 FM. And also Sunday with Big B over there on the Green Hour. All right, so we thank y'all, and y'all can dance like Margaret on the way out. You see Margaret over there. See Margaret got everybody got the Margaret. See, come on, you got to dance, y'all. All right, and as we do that, we're just going to tap it out. We always tap it out before we leave. Tap it out on the left and the right, because you know that gets the lymphatic system moving. And breathe, breathe. Tap, 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 tap. Tap on the head. Anybody home? No. Good. Come on down to the head, to the temples. Good. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Don't stop breathing. Trust me on that one. Come on down here to the chin. Good. All right, as you're tapping on the chin, Breathing, you breathing, still breathe. All right. Tap right here. That's K29. That's actually the kidneys right here. Right here, right there. Kidneys. Breathe, breathe. Coming right in here. That's the thymus right in here. That's for anyone who got cancer right there. That's their point right there. Activates the thymus to help you protect. Good. Breathe. All right. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Good. One more. Breathe in and out. And thank you so much for hanging in to the family tree. And remember, be encouraged, because if you're breathing, you got a shot.
Dr. Paul, we don't want to go like Sundays. When you're breathing, take a shot.
Yes.
No alcohol now.
Or if you're in Philly, if you're breathing, don't get shot. I'm sorry. I couldn't have to do that one. All right. God bless y'all.
All right, guys. Hey.
Love you. Thank you.
Love y'all. Love you, boy. All right. Good night, John boy. All right. All right. Goodbye, little Paul. That's right. Good night, little Paul. That's your bedtime. Get your little butt upstairs. Go ahead. That's what I used to hear that all the time. Yep.
Get it, Frank. Frank, get a rock
Go ahead.
on.
Come on, y'all. Let's see your best dance. Come on, everybody do your best dance. Some of y'all just looking. Come on. Do your best dance. There you go, Frida. I see you, Frida. Frida got her hands up like this, man. You see Frida? Go ahead, Lydia. Come on, Lydia. Go ahead, Brenda. I see you. All right. Irene, we got Frank over there. Frank just got a hat moving. Go ahead, man. Get hat moving. Go ahead, Kamara. All right, let's see who else is on the line. Who else is here? Oh, wait, we got Kay, we got Sheila and Neville.
Kay.
Mike Jones, I see you, Mike. You ain't no picture, man. Where you at, Mike? All right.
You're jamming.
All right, Sydney's. Who else we got? Eddie. We got a lot of folks on here tonight. All right. All right, family. Be safe out here. Do your do. And be encouraged. We'll see you later. All right? Bye-bye. Take care.
Right.